Hey everybody, we're live, coming at you live here from Lovely Hall. This is the Jim Master Show, live entertainment lifestyle celebrity talk show series. Hope everybody's doing well today. We've got two shows today. Yeah, we've got a very special guest coming to us from New York, award-winning Emmy and Tony nominated Broadway producer, director extraordinaire, Tom D'Angora is joining us here. He's got some really exciting things to tell us about new Broadway musicals that he's involved in co-producing and lots more. One is the much talked about musical Harmony, a new musical with the music by Barry Manilow and of course lyrics by Bruce Sussman. This is really something very special that everybody is talking about, and they've done previews and it's opening, and we're excited to be sort of on the cutting edge here of giving you some of the scoop behind the scenes of what's going to be really an iconic Broadway production. But he isn't just involved in that much talked about production, Harmony. He's also producing and co-producing this, which is exciting. He's got his hands full in theater. How to Dance in Ohio, a new musical based on a true story that's coming to Broadway. And also, this is exciting too, in the spring 2024, Suffs is going to be with us as well in the area, and we're very excited about that. That's coming also to Broadway. He's involved in all of these incredible productions, but most notably right now on the cusp is, again, with the books and lyrics by Bruce Sussman and music by Barry Manilow, Harmony, a new musical. And if you've been watching any of the coverage on television, you know, they've been making the rounds in all the shows, like NBC's The Today Show as well, just recently. Bruce and Barry and some of the cast members too, which is really, really exciting as they sort of build the momentum and get the word out about this exciting Broadway musical. We're going to talk about, you know, some of the making of the musical and what it's all about, but we're also going to celebrate Tom's epic career. He's been doing this for a while. He's a Massachusetts kid and who's really made his name known in theater and especially on Broadway in New York. He's worked on a lot of productions, NEWSical as well, and lots more. Matter of fact, let's tell you a little bit about his background, and then we're going to have him come live here on the show and chat about some of the exciting things that are happening, and also a little bit about how he got started in theater, some of his own passions for theater and more. As an Emmy and Tony nominated theater producer, director, and writer, he is again on the producing team of 3 new Broadway musicals this season: Harmony, How to Dance in Ohio, and Suffs. Recently, he was the lead producer of the award-winning Off Broadway musical, Walking with Bubbles, and co-producer on the critically acclaimed Broadway Revival of Caroline or Change, as well as the Off Broadway production of Harmony. And for over a decade, Tom served as lead producer of NEWSical The Musical. I've seen that, and it was fantastic. The 3rd longest running musical revue in history, and has been a recipient as well of an official proclamation from the mayor, the Senate, and the Speaker of the New York City Council. Other New York theater credits include a musical about Star Wars, which he produced, directed, and co-wrote. The Marvelous Wonderettes, we saw that too, produced and directed that. A Broadway Diva Christmas, he produced and directed that. These may be a lot of great productions that you guys have seen on Broadway and Off Broadway and everywhere else. Icons as well, produced, directed, conceived. Back in Pictures, he produced, directed, conceived, and the first family musical about disability, inclusion, and kindness, Addie and Uno. He has served as producer and director for countless plays, films, albums, concerts, special events, and television shows as well. Right up my alley. He's a proud political activist as well. He has worked on both Hillary Rodham Clinton's historic campaigns for president, proudly serving on the grassroots team, the advanced team, also the LGBT outreach team. And in 2021, along with his husband, Tom volunteered his time to help several local theaters and businesses in danger of closing due to the pandemic stay afloat. In just 6 months, Tom produced, directed 6 virtual fundraisers with over 700 notable stars of stage, screen, and beyond, and also was instrumental in raising $1.5 million and made sure the West Bank Cafe, Birdland Jazz Club, the York Theater, Stonewall, Labyrinth Theater, and the Theater World Awards survived the pandemic. Tom is also a verified Instagram influencer, and he's been nominated for a Tony Award, 2 Emmy Awards, 5 Drama Disc Awards, an Outer Critics Circle Award, Drama League Award, a Lucille Lortel Award, and he's won 4 Off Broadway Alliance Awards, Backstage Bistro Award, a MAC Award, and 3 Broadway Awards. Say that 5 times fast, folks. And in December 2021, he was given a Human Rights Award for his activism. And Senator Brad Holliman proclaimed December 12, 2021, Tom and Michael D'Angora Appreciation Day in New York City's legendary Theater District. Yes, pretty cool stuff, right? And we've got lots of great photos to show. And of course, he's always had an appreciation for Barry Manilow. And as I mentioned, a very, very special production, Harmony, coming out. This is a great shot. Barry Manilow, and do you recognize who's on the left? Annie, Andrea McCardle. Yeah, this is a recent event and party, birthday party, and more. But the big news is Harmony, of course, and we're going to talk about that. Everybody's getting excited. The buzz is huge. It's going to be at the Ethel Barrymore Theater in New York City. And again, we're going to talk about these wonderful productions as well. He's got a lot going on. We are live. If you want to interact with the Jim Master Show live series, all you have to do, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and you can comment in what we call the JMS Lovity Hall chat room. It's a chat room that's to the side of the screen there. You can say hello to one another. A lot of you like to do that. Say hello to us. And don't forget to leave a comment on the YouTube channel. If you're enjoying this, give it a like as well. Thumbs up like. And let's have some fun with Tom joining us here again from New York. And wait till you see the really cool, beautiful painting he has. It's of a very well-known soap opera star. You'll get a chance to see that. And let's take a look. Here is Tom D'Angora joining us for the first time, and I'm sure, guarantee, not the last, on the Jim Master Show Live. Tom,
wow.
to the show.
You read my whole bio. That was so nice. Thank you. My goodness.
Your mother faxed it to us this morning and said, you better do it verbatim or else, Mr. Masters.
I was going to say, my mom's going to be thrilled. And that's the portrait of
There it is. There it is.
My queen, Emmy Award winner, Robin Strasser, the legendary soap star from the greatest television show of all time, One Life to Live.
Who did that work? Did you have that commissioned? Or
actually, that was in Dorian's mansion on the show for many years. It was the top of the staircase at La Boule, Dorian Lord's mansion. So.
Very, very nice. Well, congratulations on all, my friend. You and I have been working on putting this together because my schedule with television, radio, and all the craziness, and then this show, and then your schedule with everything you're doing with 3 shows that are coming out.
And lots of Off Broadway.
It's a lot going on. So we put this together at a special time.
Yeah,
so
thank you.
It's right on the heels of all the excitement too. Congratulations on everything. You must be, I don't know if you're tired, exhausted, riding on adrenaline, super excited, or all the above.
Oh no, it's a lot of fun. It's all very exciting and amazing. You know, I'm insanely honored and awestruck to be attached in any way to these amazing productions and projects. It's mind-blowing to me, and I'm so excited for Monday night. I cannot wait. I mean, I'll see it several times before then, but you know, it's just going to be so exciting to finally have this exquisite musical Harmony open finally on Broadway after the incredibly amazing long journey Bruce Sussman and Barry Manilow have had creating it and trying to get it to this amazing spot that it's in.
Isn't it like a 30-year process?
Yeah. And then the next night, How to Dance in Ohio has its invited dress and starts previews Wednesday. So
isn't that incredible?
So exciting. And I was able to bring my fabulous friend Paula Abdul on as a co-producer this week. So
that's breaking news that just happened.
Yeah. Just announced. So I mean, Monday night with Barry Manilow, Wednesday night with Paula Abdul. That is a gay kid from the 80s and 90s dream come true right there. You know,
that is so amazing, huh? Wow.
Yeah, it's so exciting.
That is so cool. So you're a Massachusetts kid originally, grew up in Falmouth. What was the first entree to theater and to the arts and the entertainment for you growing up out towards beautiful Cape Cod, Tom?
Yeah, well, I actually started late. I started in high school. I was new. I moved to Falmouth when I was a teenager from the Boston area. And so I jumped in, they were doing Pippin. So I said, oh, I'll do it. And I jumped in the ensemble of Pippin while it was in rehearsals to meet people and make friends. And it was super fun and, found my people and I really liked it. And so, of course, as most of us who do anything in the arts, I started as a performer because that's what was available. And I got an incredible voice teacher who became like a second mother to me and changed my life. And she was this brilliant singer named Teddy Marsh, who had done a lot of stuff in New York and had run the Bucks County Playhouse, Falmouth Playhouse, all these huge, regional theaters. And she said, you're special. We got to get you off the Cape. You need to get to New York now, basically. And how about this? She's also a co-producer on How to Dance in Ohio. So keep it in the family.
Lots of breaking news happening here on the Jim Master Show.
So,
we love this.
So that's a very exciting thing that basically the reason I do all this is came on board How to Dance in Ohio, which is such an important show.
Yes, absolutely. So what were some of the shows growing up that you liked, that you enjoyed? And were you taking trips from the Cape to New York to Broadway?
My dad told me to see the tour of A Chorus Line when I was maybe like 10. How appropriate is that? But oh my God, I loved it so much, and he started this horrible, we have to have Dan Gora's have to have the best seats in the house or we can't enjoy the show thing that has been in my head forever. So it's just, that's a terrible habit to form, needing to be in the best seats, because, but I just fell in love with it. And I was a really heavy kid. I was really, really, really overweight until my late teens, early 20s. So I always wanted to do it, but didn't have the confidence to be in front of people so much. And then when I started losing weight, that's also when I started to step into performance and whatnot.
90% of the audience is caught probably right on that sentence, and they're going to be like, how did he lose the weight? What was his secret?
well, the first time I lost it, it was easier. I was a teenager. It's easy, but
so you're active.
And then I was in Naked Boy Singing when I was 22. So that was amazing. And that it's really easy to stay in shape when you're naked in front of an audience.
Yes. And then, good incentive. Yeah.
And I was an average build for most of my 20s and 30s, but mid 30s around the 2016 campaign, I gained it all back plus, and I almost hit 420 pounds. So in 20,
doctors were probably saying, look, Tom,
Yeah, no, it was bad, especially like at this in middle age, you feel it differently. It's bad. And so in February of 2018, I decided, no, I still have it in me. I can do this. I can get back in shape. And I didn't have surgery, but I did do for 6 months. I did injections before it was trendy, before it was Ozempic. I did an early version of it. So I think I created the trend, but, I did that for 6 months to change my habits. Then, have been on a very strict diet and exercise, regime for the past 5 years. I lost over 200 pounds. I did have a body lift to get rid of the loose skin, and I had a neck lift to get rid of the loose skin, just, because I had earned it. It's been a great journey. And even in your 40s, it gives you confidence, and it's all about you. It's all about your confidence. But even with all, my accomplishments or my resume or whatnot, I still was that teenage kid anytime I walked into a room with the extra weight. So this has been very empowering and a very exciting time.
What would you say is probably, if you look back on this incredible journey, was a pivotal time, a pivotal opportunity, a pivotal maybe project that you had an opportunity to work on that really started to launch things for you and people started to pay attention to who you are and what you bring to the table?
It was, I did a solo show in 2003 that me and my husband wrote together, and he directed it and I starred in it, and it was called Divas I've Done. And it was about my, as Barry Manilow or Dorian or anyone can tell you, I get really obsessed with things. I am a professional fan. And it was a show basically making fun of myself, how obsessed I was with at the time I was so obsessed. She's still one of my dearest friends. I was obsessed with Maya Days, who was Aida at the time. She replaced Heather Headley. And I was obsessed with Ellen Green from Little Shop of Horrors. And so that show ended up doing really, really well in running a couple years, getting rave reviews. We played everywhere, sold out, you know. And then I ended up producing Ellen Green's album that year. And it kind of launched everything. And then in 2007, I started producing Naked Boy Singing, which I was in originally. And so those two things have been a giant catapulted into the production side of it, especially Naked Boy Singing, which has been in my life for 22 years now.
Which was incredible.
It's still going.
Yes. You also have always admired Barry Manilow and his talent and his music. And
yes, I've seen him 74 times. That poor man has had to deal with me 74 times. And I am loud and obnoxious in an audience.
Where you're almost like in the front row and you sort of reach out and he knows it's you. And
well, I mean, how do you miss me? But he's the sweetest man alive. He's such a gentleman about it. Because
there we go. See, like on stage. Is this Vegas?
Yeah, that's Vegas. That's the Westgate.
That's fantastic because he just surpass a record.
Yeah, he just broke Elvis's record. Yes.
Right. You were there for that.
It was exciting times. Yeah, and his 80th birthday was there in June. So again, he's so incredibly gracious with me because, I mean, before anything, still I'm a fan. When I'm at one of my own shows, I'm still a fan. When I'm at Harmony, I forget that I'm even on the producing team because I'm just so in love with it. And I really just become an audience member. And I love live performance. I love being in an audience and I'm very enthusiastic and vocal. So, sorry everyone. I'm the loud guy and I'm really so it's hard to miss me.
That's it.
But it's what made my whole, for better or worse, it just, you get noticed and enthusiasm really, I've never done anything. I've never done a project that I'm not madly in love with, that I'm not a fan of first.
All in, 100%.
It doesn't matter what the numbers look like. If it's great business and I don't believe in it, I can't do the Tom thing. I can't do it. I have to just be absolutely in love.
Which is fantastic. It's a good way to do it. And that way people know, who are also a part of whatever that adventure is, that experience is, the opportunity is, that you're going to get 110% when Tom's involved, which I think is a great thing for people to realize. One of which, of course, is working on the campaign with in support of Hillary Rodham Clinton. Tell us about what that was like. And here we dug out a shot of you and President Clinton and Hillary as well.
Again, I was just absolutely, it was very much a fanboy thing. And then when I got so deep involved, it became deep respect. And, being in a room with her is unimaginable. She's one of the most gracious, brilliant human beings on the planet Earth. And, hashtag Hillary was right has been trending for 7 years because she knows what she's talking about. But she's so kind, she's so gracious, she's so brilliant. President Clinton and Chelsea Clinton all participated in my virtual fundraisers during the pandemic and helped raise money to save venues. Bill Clinton opened the Birdland fundraiser. Hillary Clinton closed the York Theater. Chelsea Clinton did the Stonewall stream.
Everybody came together, rolled up their sleeves, which was so beautiful to see, wasn't it, Tom?
She's always there, and it's unbelievable the way she's been mischaracterized. And I don't know of anyone in my life who's ever worked for them has nothing but amazing things to say about them. I don't know anyone that's ever been in her real close circle genuinely that doesn't have incredible things to say about her, or at least respects her so much. It was one of the biggest moments of my life. It changed everything. It changed the way I do everything now. Going back into full-time theater producing and whatnot after the 2016 campaign, I decided to do my best to only do projects that move the needle forward, that help good values go forward that help marginalized voices be heard. And I don't know if you saw, we just announced that one of the things I'm most excited about is I'm going to be producing and developing a Broadway-bound bio musical of the great Alexandra Billings, her story, starring Alexandra Billings. And it's good that I couldn't be more honored to be involved in something. She's such a brilliant performer, but beyond that, a brilliant human being and a trailblazer who I don't think any of us in this community would be here without being on her shoulders, because I say, people kick doors open, but for someone, a trans performer like Alex, who has been doing it for so many decades, the door wasn't just closed. There was a brick wall in front of the door, and the bridge was up, and there was a moat with alligators she had to cross to get to that door and get it open for people. So it's thrilling. It's thrilling, and it's amazing, and harmony is so important, especially right now. Telling that story. How to Dance in Ohio is the first time in history autistic characters on a Broadway stage are actually going to be performed by autistic performers, as it should be. Suffs, of course, is about the women's right to vote, and Walking with Bubbles was the most stunning one-woman show about mental illness and homelessness. And so it's just really amazing to be able to do everything I can to amplify these really important voices and do it through these beautiful shows.
So how does it work with the productions? Do they find you? You find them? How does it all come together?
I found, harmony, obviously this is what's very interesting about harmony, and it's, as for people that don't know this, it is not the Barry Manilow jukebox musical. It is not a Barry Manilow bio musical.
Right.
You're not going to hear.
You won't hear Mandy or I Write the Songs.
Made it. It is a new musical with an original score and a brilliant book by Bruce Sussman. And it is exquisitely directed and choreographed by Warren Carlyle. So, I'm going to say, yes, the fact that it was a Barry Manilow musical, that's what made me want to do it. And I emailed our lead producer, Ken Davenport, who's been doing such a brilliant job with this show, getting it to where it is. He's been incredible to work with. But I walked in a Barry Manilow super fan, and within seconds, I was biggest fan of Bruce Sussman and Warren Carlyle in the world. I think Bruce is one of the most exquisite, smart, brilliant writers. The book, I've seen it, dozens and dozens of times by now. I've cried every single time. There are moments in that book that just kill me every second. It's so smart, and it's not the kind of smart that goes over your head. It's just so perfectly written that you feel an entire audience have the exact same response as you. And the lyrics are just so exquisite as well, with the unparalleled music of Barry Manilow. And Warren has just directed it with such grace and thoughtfulness. And then the choreography is just beyond fabulous. It's Warren Carlyle. I feel like when I'm sitting in the seats at the theater at Harmony, I feel like it's 20 years ago and I'm a theater kid again. It gets me the kind of excited, when I saw Gypsy the first time with Bernadette Peters, or the first time I saw Hairspray. I saw Hairspray the day after it opened when I was 22 and was so excited. And I get that feeling, and you feel the audience feel like we're having an experience together. And it really is a special show. And for people who don't know what it's about, it is actually about the most famous music group ever that you've never heard of. And Harmony's the story of why. The comedian harmonists were like the Beatles in the 1920s. They sold millions of albums. They had 13 movies, and Hitler came to power, and it became illegal to play their music. It became 3 of them were Jewish, 3 were Gentile. And it's just unbelievable that we don't know who they are. And because of Bruce Sussman and Barry Manilow, we're all going to know who they are. And it's a really beautiful thing. And it's just so important, especially right now. But I couldn't be prouder. It's just to have anything to do with this show. It blows my mind to open the playbill and see my name in it. I still can't believe it. It's, I can't say enough about it. And I honestly say this as a theater lover, as a theater fan, as an audience member, that it is. I could see it 500 more times, and my jaw will still be on the ground. And this is something that I'm a part of because I loved it so much, and I never intended. I didn't know I'd go this far with it. I just thought, okay, well, I'll jump on a little bit, raise a little money for the Off Broadway production.
Mm-hmm.
I got so many times downtown, and I fell so in love with it, and just thought, oh, anything I could tell Ken, anything I can do, whatever I need to raise, anything to help. All I want to do is help these brilliant people, Ken, Warren, Barry, Bruce, get this to Broadway and be seen by the masses, because that's what it deserves. A show like this deserves to be seen by the masses.
The timing, like you say, is so apropos for world events and societal events. How were they able to sort of take something that has been in the thought process for 30 years, 3 decades, and sort of accelerate it and have it come out now? Or did it just happen to happen this way?
Happened. I mean, I was not part of that. I believe it was, it was going to be done during the pandemic happened, and it was put on hold. And then, as Bruce and Barry have said, with Warren and Ken, they started doing weekly Zoom meetings to touch it up and really get it ready. And apparently, it changed a lot for the better. And that's where the Chip Zien character came in. And oh my God, when you see Chip Zien in this show, the whole cast is to die for. Julie Banco, like. Oh my God! I mean, she is our new star. If you saw Funny Girl, it was. I could sit here. I could do 2 hours on why Julie Banco is the most exquisite, leading lady in the world. But and Sarah Bogas and the boys, the 6 boys that play the harmonists. It's so incredible. But now I'm spinning because I'm telling you, I'm a crazy enthusiastic fan with this show. But it just was the timing, and then the pandemic was over, and you have. Omicron happened and all that, so you needed to take a break. And I think it opened Off Broadway at the perfect time. And that run was so exquisite. And then they were waiting for the perfect theater, which I believe the Barrymore is. And I think everyone is so thrilled. And everything happens for a reason, and the stars line up, and Harmony opens Monday night. And selfishly, I'm happy that it happened when it did, because I'm a part of it. And I think it's just all timed out perfectly. It was just meant to be.
Absolutely. And to show a little of the enthusiasm we did a little digging right there. Look at that, huh?
Oh, booty shorts. It was the summer. Well, I went to see Once Upon a One More Time that night, so I had to dress for
there
it.
You go.
I wore that for Brittany.
You mentioned also, and we'll circle back to Harmony, which is really something really, really special. And, there's the buzz for it building up has been incredible. A couple of the others too. I had the pleasure to co-host for PBS a few years back, the Great Performances National Concert Special celebrating the 25th anniversary of the Phantom of the Opera. So we filmed those PBS segments.
Was Sarah in that?
Yes. My co-host was Denise Richardson. You probably know.
Oh, fabulous.
We did it through WNET 13 at Lincoln Center, and we filmed it. It was really cool because we filmed our segments in the Majestic Theater when the show wasn't happening. So we're in the actual aisles, and behind us they had lowered the chandelier so it was sort of in camera view as we were chatting and doing our thing. And it was so terrific to be a part of something like that. And you could just feel the energy as they were celebrating 25 years. And of course, it went well beyond that. But Great Performances did this fabulous PBS special celebrating it. And then another is I've got a friend right now who actually just this week found out that he has been upgraded as the lead in the Broadway musical, A Beautiful Noise.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
That's another Ken Davenport show. So look at
Nick Fradiani. Yeah, Nick Fradiani is a friend. I knew him before.
Great.
He made it to Broadway. He won American Idol.
Wow.
Yeah, he won American Idol, and He's an East Coast guy. He's from Connecticut, and he's still in the New York area. And, he did the Hollywood thing and whatever, but not for long. He, likes to be by the family and friends. And this whole thing came, and it was a dream. He's always loved, like you with Barry Manilow, he's always loved Neil Diamond. And his father, who's a musician, always loved Neil Diamond. So we grew up hearing it. And here he is now starring, just been upgraded to the lead in the Broadway musical. Then he manifested, and he got a chance also to do something else that Neil did years back, like in the 70s. And he got to do it with his father. What a blessing it is to do something like that. And that's to perform at the bitter end in the city as well. And like the buzz about that show is really, really cool as well. But this has been really something. Or Barry Manilow, just as a performer and a personality, there's been a buzz about him of late, not just with harmony, but just in the news. Just people have been listening to the music, they've been celebrating him, and
I think
the conversation he's been in the conversation.
So good, I think he's the Energizer Bunny. I don't understand it because I'm 44 and I couldn't do it. Harmony first preview happens, and the next night he's on stage at the Westgate in Vegas. I wouldn't be able to fly and go have dinner in Vegas the next day. I don't understand it. He takes his hiatus from the Vegas residency, which he does constantly, except with 2 hiatuses, and then he does arena tours, which I'm telling you, I'm at them all. They're packed to the rafters. Okay. I mean, Mandy was #1 how many years ago? The first #1. I mean, that's before I was born. Right. And it is you were in there, and you look up, and the people have their glow sticks, and it's to the rafters. I don't know. There's something about him and he's so good. The quality's so there. When I went with Andrea McCardle to see him, you showed that photo, and she's one of my dearest friends for many, many years. She was in NEWSical, and she's one of the most talented, incredible people who ever lived. And watching, we went to see him in Philly together, where of course she's royalty, Philadelphia royalty. And the whole time, McCardle was just like, see, he can still hit that because look at that placement. That is perfect. Look at the jota. That's perfect. And she's just going on, just in awe of his vocal technique. And oh, this is why. Do you see that? That's why he still has no problem with that. Blah, 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 And then we went backstage, and Barry was, said, like, she could really, really sing. And I was like, Barry, I'm gay. She was Annie, and I brought her here. I know she can sing.
Exactly.
Still sounds the exact same.
Oh, she's just, her voice is
just her birthday week.
Yeah.
And she's still, that voice is still as iconic and brilliant as ever.
At the time when I believe she was married to the epic producer, composer, musician, one of the main people who really mastered the Moog synthesizer, which created a lot of the game show themes and TV themes.
He wrote
Ed Kalehoff, who wrote The Price is Right theme, dun 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 dun, and Tattletales and Family Feud and all of that. And there was a really terrific campaign that Channel 4 in New York did in the 90s, and then after, it was really terrific. And after 9/11, to sort of bring the spirit back, they revamped and resurrected the promo campaign, and that's We're for New York. And Andrea was one of the main lead singers in that campaign, and it was really terrific. I can still hear it now, and that was Ed Kalehoff and Andrea McCardle, and that was just really, really something. People may remember that. You can see all that stuff like on YouTube and everything too, people that archive that kind of stuff. Who were some of the other folks that you admired too, in addition to like Andrea and Barry Manilow? Fabulous names.
I'm a forever Michael Jackson fan, like obsessed. And I got LaToya Jackson did NEWSical, and actually she gave me, as a gift, she gave me cologne, the only cologne Michael Jackson would wear, so I could smell just like him. And so when people say, "Oh my God, what do you smell like?" and I smell like Michael Jackson.
What did he wear?
Tom Ford Black Orchid.
Wow.
So,
I'll have to
and
give that a shot. I'm still stuck on Calvin Klein Obsession.
no, it's gorgeous. I love Cher with all my heart and soul. I love
Cher,
Madonna,
yeah.
of course.
Betty Buckley.
I love Betty Buckley. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. Talk about placement. I could just listen to that key change in memory forever. Seeing her live is a different thing. You know, it's kind of like Sussman. I don't think you can truly, and I worship Barbra Streisand, of course, but I don't think you can truly understand how exquisite Barbara is until you are, even if it's an arena, even if it's a football field, until you are just in the presence and you realize, oh my goodness, that sound comes out of a human being. You don't get it. I think that's very similar with Betty Buckley. I always, gate out for her, but it was the first time I ever heard her sing live and realized, oh my goodness, this exquisite technique comes out of a human being that I stand hardcore. Do the kids still say stand? They do. I did it. Bernadette is always, and Patti LuPone, of course, have always been loved. I was obsessed with Marla Scheffel, who was Jane Eyre, and Jane Eyre the musical. It was one of the first things I ever saw when I lived here, and I was obsessed with it. I saw Aida 30 times when Maya Days took over.
Did you really? Yeah.
Sweeter voice than it was, more Disney princess to me than Heather's, and
Maya Days is wonderful. I met her at a concert.
She's my date for opening night on Monday.
Oh, that's going to be amazing. I met her when she was a performer. I believe it was Way of the Rain through my friend Tim Janis, and I got to MC. I work with him, and I MC a lot of his fabulous concerts and all at Carnegie Hall.
Right. Yeah, I was at Carnegie Hall. I was at that concert.
You were at that, The Way of the Rain.
Yeah,
with Robert Redford and was it
yeah.
and Tim and wasn't that and so great. Then I'm sure that I have seen you at these, because I was the MC and then I hosted the after party with everybody. Robert Redford was there. I know that we Vice President Gore was there.
Oh, look, the Vice President.
He was there, right? He was part of the whole thing, right? Exactly. It was beautifully
that produced. Is about technology. You do call them by their. He's still, when you're in his presence, he's the vice president. When you're in Bill Clinton's presence, he's the president.
That's right.
Secretary. That is the proper way to refer to them, even if they're not sitting.
Right. Exactly. That's how you do it. But he couldn't have been more pleasant, and everybody involved. And so I interviewed Tim on many of his PBS specials when he's come into the studio. We worked on PBS specials together. So we do, and there's a big Christmas concert coming up in New York in December that I'm going to be emceeing at Carnegie Hall for him as well. But yeah, Maya Days is fantastic, huh?
She's so good. Yeah, I mean, it's the voice is just exquisite. It's one of my favorite voices that have ever happened. She can sing anything. She married me and Michael. She got ordained and married us.
Wow, I didn't realize.
Yeah, no, she's one of my best friends in the world. Yeah, she's my ride or die, as they say.
Now look at this. Tell us what was happening here.
So my favorite New York senator, the amazing Brad Hoylman, our first openly gay senator in the district, he was kind enough to proclaim that day, Tom and Michael Appreciation Day, for the money we raised during the pandemic, for the fundraisers we did. We did 7 fundraisers in total, with I think over 700 performers donated their time and energy. And it was an amazing time. It was life-changing. That's what we were nominated for Emmys for, were those streams. And it was just a really beautiful thing, especially during the pandemic, to see everyone come together, and how generous people were when everyone was out of work and still donating whatever they could to help make sure so many of these places we loved so much would be there when it was over. And I mean, I don't know what I would do if I didn't have the West Bank Cafe to go to. I don't think I could. I don't know what New York would be without the West Bank.
And there was no guarantee that if these places closed, they would really ever
they would
come back, right? There are places that have disappeared, restaurants, retail, through the whole process. I mentioned too, Emmy, Tony nominated, multiple awards of all different kinds. But how does that feel to have something like that happen?
Oh, it's wild. I mean, it's it's like it's not like an acting Tony. I mean, but like it's still it's wild.
Still, you're acknowledged for the work,
Yeah,
right?
no, I just like it was. I loved being in the room. I didn't win or lose. I didn't care. I really loved being in the room. It was just an incredible night. Going to the party afterwards, seeing everyone, hanging out with LaChance at 2 a.m. It was just these things that do happen now. I'm so blessed that this is what my life is. I still don't believe it. So it's still so exciting. It's still so exciting. I mean, I know people. People laugh at me. I know I'm ridiculous, but I always say I'm like Gypsy Rose Lee. I laugh first at me, so do laugh if you want because I'm living the dream. But I just can't help it. I get so excited. It's so exciting. And you know what? There's enough negativity. If I adore you, I'm going to jump up and down and tell you how wonderful I think you are, because how many times a day are you going to hear what's wrong with you? So
Yes.
poor Warren Carlisle, how many times that I just have to say, oh my God, this is so great. But he deserves to hear it. Barry Manilow should always hear how much happiness he's brought me, even if it's probably annoying at this point. But I can't help but be grateful for it all and be so excited to be there. And that was the Tonys. It was just so exciting. And I always said I'm never going to go until I'm nominated, because that'll be so special. And it made it so special. It was so exciting. It was just and it was the first one back after the pandemic. It was so exciting just to watch a room full of people celebrating live theater. That's what it comes down to.
Right, exactly. Now you've had an opportunity to work on television shows as well.
A
Tell
little
us
bit,
about
a
that.
little bit. So
Yeah.
I did.
That's the Emmy nominations come
No,
from.
the Emmy nominations were from the fundraisers, from the streams.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Wow.
so it was like call to action nominations,
Wow.
which is I couldn't. That is
Hey,
I
yeah.
couldn't be prouder. So
Sure.
no,
Yeah.
because it was a surprise and it wasn't what it was for.
Right.
It was super nice. Didn't win, but it was super nice.
Yeah.
I did. So the big thing I did, that we'll see what happens. It's not dead yet, but being part of something like Harmony that took so long to get to its perfect spot actually inspires me. I wrote and produced a pilot of a LGBTQ plus soap opera, like an old-fashioned soap opera called Mélange, and
Wow.
Morgan Fairchild starred as the villainess in it.
Morgan Fairchild. Yes.
Yeah, and it had, the cast was unbelievable. Soap royalty. Darnell Williams, Eileen Kristen Alderson was in it.
Kristen. Yeah.
Oh, she's so good. And
She was a guest on the show, and she's a riot. We had so many laughs.
no, she's the best. And Alex Newell was in it, and Perez Hilton played the evil gossip blogger. Laith Ashley played like the buff trans cop. Like it was an old-fashioned soap opera, like in the style of Dynasty, Falcon Crest, but with an inclusive tone, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I followed all the rules of the genre, but brought it in to inclusion. So Logo actually premiered the pilot for Pride during the pandemic, which was really exciting. So a couple 100,000 people did see it, and I got to read the comments, and it was really nice. And to the point where I actually had to ask Viacom, "Are you shilling this? Because I'm not that sensitive. Like it helps."
Yeah.
People hating it will help me grow.
But the response was the opposite.
Yeah. And so, unfortunately, much like the story Bruce and Barry tell, I've been stuck in an option that isn't happening. But I get the rights back in January, and hopefully, we'll see. And also, it was a little ahead of its time. I'm not saying I'm like a trailblazer or anything, but the style of it, the inclusion, the humor of it, the campiness of it, the shout out to the 80s and 90s was just a minute before it was in vogue again. And I knew it was coming back, so I wanted to be on the forefront of it, but I wasn't big enough to push it through. But now it is in vogue. The style of the show actually is very.
So just dust it off and bring it out, right? And
reintroduce. Oh yeah. It was really, that was one of the most exciting moments of my life, was just filming that. It was watching people I had watched on television my whole life since I was 5. I was started watching All My Children Will Live to Live when I was 5 with my grandmother, and it got me through my childhood with these shows. And Eileen Kristen, like watching Delia / Roxy from One Life to Live say my lines, and what was so amazing was like when Morgan Fairchild got the script, her agent said, well, I don't, this isn't a lot of money, but I'm going to send it to her because you're a nice guy, blah, blah, blah. And within 2 hours, I get a phone call from a private number, and I better. And it was like 9:30 at night, and it was Morgan Fairchild, and she said, "You wrote this just for me. This is my voice. Did you write this for me?" And I said, "Of course I wrote it for you. You're Morgan Fairchild. I needed a bitch. You get Morgan Fairchild." And it said,
"Did you actually say that to her?"
She loves it. Yeah, she knows she's one of the greatest bitches that's ever, and she's the nicest person alive.
At the same time, right? Yeah,
but she plays a bitch like no one's ever done it. Well, also she's one of the best as well. I love a villain.
The only other one would be probably what, Donna Mills, maybe a little bit.
Donna Mills is
Donna Mills.
Joan Collins, Jane Wyman. My God, I wanted to be Angela Channing. When I actually got when I was in second grade, I decided I wouldn't answer to Tom anymore, that I would only answer to Dorian Lord. I would only respond if you called me Dorian. So they found this very alarming in 1987. So my mother's called in. And so very Boston, she comes in holding her Dunkin' Donuts with her cigarette in her hand, chain smoking, drinking her giant Dunkin' Donuts.
Red Sox sweatshirt.
No, it was either Red Sox, Patriots, or Bruins, depending on the season. But always, my mother only dresses in sports outfits. You know the type. And the principal, this good old boy type, right? Just so disgusted by this. And she's like, I don't see what the problem is. She said, your son wants to be a middle-aged soap villain who's a woman. And my mother just took a drag of a cigarette and went, we all want to be Dorian. She's fabulous. Let's go. And that was it. Yeah, no, of course he wants to be Dorian. She's fabulous.
Isn't that funny?
Robin loves that story, of course. And then I also got in
trouble. Your mother could have been a character on one of the shows, huh?
Yeah, yes. Oh,
have you ever weaved her into anything?
Well, I did do a pilot for a reality show in 2013 that was fun. It was called Mr. Producer, and it was going to be about me, spending all my time maintaining NEWSical, but really wanting to take the next steps to Broadway. And it was Brian Scott, who was the executive producer of Kathy Griffin, My Life on the D-List.
Oh, yeah.
Multi-Emmy Award winner, was the producer of it. And then Jenny Garth from 90210 was the producer on it.
Right.
And my mom was in it because she was hilarious. And they thought it was so funny. And I would Zoom with my mom, kind of how Kathy would end talking. It was kind of just how this could wrap up the episodes with my mother's ridiculous take on it. And I explained to my mother, this is really important. These are really important people. And this was 10 years ago. This was a huge opportunity for me. You really you have to focus and it's a pilot. You have to we're filming you. There was a Patriots game on. This is the whole time my mother's doing this, talking to me like this. Yeah. And it's like, stop watching the football game. Stop it. Like, this is a possible TV show. The Patriots will be there next week. We will not be filming next week. Just pay attention to me for 2 seconds. But it was part of what was so funny, But yeah.
Tom Brady probably playing.
Oh, yeah. You can't take your eyes off of him.
Just, captured her attention.
Yeah, but I mean, that's about it.
They're a loyal lot, for sure.
Oh, it's insane.
The New England Patriot fans. Yeah, and the Red Sox.
Although I say, that's ridiculous. But then I see the same Barry Manilow concert 74 times. I see the same Broadway show 50 times. I go, you know what I mean? So we all have our thing, right? Exactly
right. Here's another great shot of you guys.
Oh,
how did you guys meet?
We met at TKTS, as two young theater boys do. We were both flyering for Broadway shows. At the time, we were those boys that handed you flyers at the TKTS booth. And
flyering,
yeah, that was 22 years ago.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And for those who are watching who don't know, he involved in the industry as well?
Yes, he's actually running a rehearsal right now for an Off Broadway show we have opening Friday.
Wow. So that's including, in addition to the other shows.
The other harmony, yeah. But this is more where he's directing it as well. So
that is so cool.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing. Really. Tell us about this one too. You started to tell us a little bit about how to dance in Ohio. Congratulations on that too.
So beautiful and so special. And I'm so honored to be a part of it. And like you ask how you be involved, how you get involved in something.
Yeah.
But this, and got in touch with Fiona Rudin, who's one of the lead producers, and said, I have to be involved in this. This means so much to me. Because I had done a children's show in 2017 that ran for a few years, and it was the first of its kind, called Addie and Uno, which was about all disabilities: autism, ADHD. There was a character with cerebral palsy, a hard of hearing character, a character with low vision, and it was about inclusion, kindness, and it had a stop bullying message, right? And that was just such a life-changing experience. Meeting so many families that have children with disabilities, and just finding out just how little inclusion there is on and off stage. If you're an autistic family, going to the theater is difficult because if you're, say your child has sensory issues or whatnot, it's not the most inclusive space because there are people shushing you and whatnot. And so we tried to do what we could with the family show, to make it as welcoming of all families, no matter what. Everyone welcome. You do not take your child out of the theater. We'll have headphones. We'll do this is your space. This is where you're welcome. This is, and I knew How to Dance in Ohio was going to just take this to the next level. It's a giant Broadway musical based on a gorgeous documentary of the same name, about a group of young autistic adults about to attend their first formal dance, in learning the different behavioral patterns that go along with it. How do you ask someone? How do you deal with rejection? How do you interact with someone? How do you, and it's such a beautiful documentary. I was so in love with the documentary. And what made this so special was that the autistic characters are actually being played by autistic performers. And it is, the entire team on and off stage is full of incredibly talented, neurodiverse company members. And also the way you are taking in the experience in the theater is going to change the face of Broadway and hopefully entertainment as a whole. And so I had to be a part of this, and it's fabulous. The score is gorgeous. Like I said, I brought Paula Abdul to rehearsal, and she was just so inspired. She learned a little of the choreography. It's really amazing. And what I think one of the coolest lessons is, what I've heard for years. Well, yeah, but it's how are you going to find so many capable autistic actors to play these roles? And okay, well, I can tell you I wasn't there, but from the producers meetings, during the casting calls, I believe what the lead producers said was it was embarrassment of riches. So much talent showed up that they could cast the show time and time and time again. And so I think it just shows, with opportunity comes progress. And that's what's so exciting about this. But it's also great. It's also it's also fabulous. It's a beautiful show. And so the success of this is very important to me because projects like these need to succeed for more projects like this to happen. And these are super important.
With a beautiful message as well. So like you were saying earlier towards the beginning of the show, things that make an impact and really make us connect with humanity and what it's all about are very important to you, heart and soul, isn't it, Tom?
And of course, we want them to be good entertainment.
That's keeps them coming. Exactly.
You want it to be a good, but it's obvious. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. It's happening, It's happening. I was just at a conference called Stage the Change that I do a workshop at every year, where it's this amazing organization where they teach high school kids how to, bring their activism into the performing arts, basically. And I do kind of a NEWSical workshop where I say, like, this is all the here are the horrible things happening in the news. Here's how we laugh about it. But Ali Stoker was the keynote speaker, and it was just, look at what a star she is. And because she was given the opportunity, And I think the goal is, to take. It's a remarkable thing that a talented young lady in a wheelchair won a Tony. It's a remarkable thing that there's a Broadway musical where a group of talented autistic actors are going to be playing, telling autistic stories. But I think the goal should be making it unremarkable. It should it shouldn't be a whoa. We shouldn't get patted on the back and told we're great people for bringing people to the table and including people. I think that's the goal. I think that's what the goal should be, is that it shouldn't be a big deal.
Right, exactly. I know what you're saying, and that's so true.
It should be the rule. It shouldn't be the exception. It should be the rule.
It should be the norm.
Julie Banco is the role Julie Banco is playing in Harmony right now. She just posted on Instagram, I think yesterday. It's the only Jewish female role on Broadway right now. That's weird.
Yeah, I never realized
that. Yeah, I mean, I know we're doing better, but let's do better.
Right. Do you see progress happening slowly?
Yes. Oh, 100,000,000%. Of course. Awareness. There's awareness. The pendulum's swung really far for a minute. And there's going to be balance is going to be found, and it's kind of like once you realize the world doesn't end. I mean, look at the amount of out actors now compared to 10 years ago, 20 years ago. Mm-hmm. I think once people in high places realize people are still going to see your show, people are still going to buy your product, people are still going to digest your material. It's fine. It doesn't have to be paint by numbers. And yeah, I think it is getting better slowly. And I mean, it is. I mean, it's not enough yet, but it's moving in the right direction, which is a great thing in some ways,
Another fantastic one that you're working on. Wow.
I mean, that's nuts to me. I mean, because who is a co-producer on that?
Tell us.
Hillary Rodham Clinton. So it's all
full circle, isn't it?
Yeah, it's wild. I'm so excited about this. It's such a beautiful score. And it's just wow. I mean, talk about like childhood heroes. I start my season with Barry Manilow and close my season with Hillary Clinton. It's crazy, but again, with great pieces that are moving the needle in the right direction.
What is this one going to be about? Can you give us a little teaser?
About the suffragette movement. It was at the Public Theater 2 years ago, sold out run.
That's right.
It's a gorgeous musical about the suffragette movement. It's so amazing,
Yeah.
What did we just learn with the Barbie movie? What did we just learn?
Yeah.
Intelligent people learned when you let women lead, especially, you let a woman direct, you get $1 billion product. Now, of course, Hollywood took the lesson as we need more toy movies. No, fool. Like you got the women's perspective finally, and we all loved it because women are brilliant. And so super exciting, about Suffs, and I think it's just going to again prove that projects like this are not only brilliant, but can be successful and need to be there. And hopefully it starts a trend and continues a trend.
In recent years, and even since the pandemic, as things sort of reopen slowly, there's a love affair again with theater and with Broadway. And it's really been surprising people and in a beautiful way, right? You've been in the thick of it, so you've seen that a lot of people are coming back. A lot of people are going for the first time.
I think it's when something's
taken away.
Yeah, we did. NEWSical was actually the first union show to play during the pandemic. We were going to do a national tour, and the lead center in Lincoln, Nebraska, got in touch and said, "This was September of 2020." Would you like to keep the date? It was a 3,000 seat theater or something, a huge theater or something. Maybe I might not be 3,000, but it was a Broadway sized theater. And they said, we'll create a bubble, and only people that come in together, will be allowed to sit with each other. And then there'll be like a circle of 10 seats around them. So you had your social distancing. And I said, okay, let me call. And it was AGVA. And I said, let me talk to the union. And the union said, you're crazy with, but I mean, I was very a stickler for safety, and like if if you're there saying it's safe, like, yes, as long as you'll be there. And oh yeah, no, I'm not gonna. And 10 years later, the NEWSical team are my best friends and family. So we weren't gonna let anything happen. It was amazing on and off stage. People, it's NEWSical. It's a goofy, it's poop jokes. It's silly musical comedy. Everyone was crying just to be at a show again. And again, it was 150 people in a theater that fit 3,000. But it was crazy. The cast was crying backstage. It was wild. And then during the pandemic, I had the great fortune of becoming very good friends with the brilliant Andre DeShields. He did many of the fundraisers with me. So, of course, Michael and I were right there up front for the first performance of Hadestown, the day everything came back. And that was it was just wild. It was the most wild. It was really just an exciting thing of people coming together and just being so excited, So I think it's great, and hopefully it lasts.
What are some other things that, you've got a lot going on, but that are on, a lot of people say the bucket list, but I'll say maybe your Tom dream list, things that are out there that maybe you even haven't done yet that you would still love to do?
Yeah, I want Melange to happen real bad.
Yeah.
So badly. I need to, come on, I've built up the karma. I support everyone's dreams. Like, someone make my TV show happen. It's good.
Right.
I gave you a cast. I gave you a drama. Come on. I'm over the moon about the Alexandra Billings show. I have no words for the talent I think she is, and how important her voice is, and just to tell this story. And I want, I have a 15-year-old transgender nephew, and I want, especially trans kids in those seats, watching themselves represented in a lead role, and I'm so excited for that. And I want the success of it so badly, and because it's so wonderful. I would love to see Walking with Bubbles get a Broadway transfer, even if it's a little, we take a summer theater for 12 weeks. It's so powerful. And Jessica Hendy, who wrote and stars in it just gives such a tour de force performance. She was nominated for a Drama Desk. And we had no budget. Okay, we got in it was a huge solo show year. And she got in and was nominated for a Drama Desk and won the Off Broadway Alliance Award for solo shows. It was a season where Anthony Rapp was doing a solo show. It's so incredible, and the way audiences respond to it, it's not been seen by enough eyes. And I understand it's hard to jump into a show about mental health and whatnot, but it's an inspiring show. You laugh. She belts her face off. She's the only person to do Grisabella in both Broadway productions of Cats, so you're getting a voice. I would love to see that even in a limited run on Broadway. And we have the cast recording is coming out in like 2 minutes of it. So hopefully that has a much longer life, and I'd love to do it in the UK. It's one of the most special things I've ever been a part of. And I want to just keep working.
Yes. Right. Yeah.
To find time to raise more money for things, because everything needs things right now. And so it's really hard, but I just want to keep going forward and keeping involved. Hey, that's Vegas.
Cool shot. Nice ride.
In front of Liberace's Rolls Royce.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
Yes. Do you know a good friend do you know Lisa Gay, who is pretty much the person who oversees the Liberace Museum in Vegas, and an acclaimed singer and performer, decades. She's been with so many very popular groups over the years. She's amazing. And
I love Liberace. My late dog was named Liberace.
Really?
Yeah.
And the museum in Vegas, you can tour it, and it's got all of his things are there.
The museum.
So was this for a special event?
This was for a birthday, and Perez Hilton's one of my best friends, and he was hosting it. So I flew out for it. I had an apartment in Vegas for a couple of years because I did Naked Boy Singing there. I did musical there. I did a musical about Star Wars there as well. So I was back and forth for about 2 years.
That is so cool. That is great.
Yeah, this was the spring. Wasn't that a cool shot with the
and with the sun setting and everything, the different colors?
You've shown this shot. I'm wearing that tuxedo on Monday. Everyone turn away. Look away. Right. But I won't be wearing it with mesh. I won't be wearing it with black mesh. That was Vegas.
Be a little more spiff, right?
Yeah, a little more
Yeah,
black.
absolutely. Well, Perez, if Perez wants to come on the show, say the Jim Masters Show door is welcome and open. Really cool things that are happening, and again, you're very passionate about it. You're very enthusiastic. You're sort of like, it seems like you're ahead a step of the curve, which I think is not always easy to be in these.
I mean,
Right, in these industries, it's not always easy. You always sort of, things are moving so fast. And how do you feel about
when you see Harmony, you'll see I didn't do anything. I just, my eyes were just open. I was blessed enough to fall into a brilliant product that was already there. And I'm just blessed enough to be welcomed in and to be made part of the team and the family. And they're all so great to me. They treat me better than they should. Like, it's wonderful. And I mean, it's magic. The show is magic. It's one of those special things.
How do you feel about the advancements of CG and technology and AI sort of coming into the world of entertainment?
Well, did you see Julia Louis-Dreyfus had AI write a speech for her the other day, and it was hilarious. I mean, it's ridiculous. This is ridiculous. I mean, this is ridiculous. I don't know how it's a thing. There's certain things that blow my mind. This blows my mind. Like, if you want my voice, you may ask me for it.
Right.
This is ridiculous.
Didn't they do that with Whitney Houston?
It's wild. I mean, look, we don't have her. If they figure out something with a hologram and the estate's in and everyone's taken care of and compensated, and it's, that's not my business. But you don't have a right to take someone's property from them. It's because you're an extra once. You can't. Your image should not be in other things. It's nuts to me. I can't believe this is even a question. Thank goodness for Fran Drescher. Wow. Can you even believe it? She literally gives us one of the greatest sitcoms of all time. She has the best comedic timing of since Lucille Ball. And what a powerhouse she is.
Yeah.
She should run for California Senate. I'm calling it.
She might do that. That would be amazing.
Incredible, and she has an immovable moral compass.
I forgot to ask about your thoughts on somebody very, very special, Julie Andrews.
Oh, who does? I mean, it's Julie Andrews.
Yeah.
Mary Poppins and Maria. Come on. I will say the closest I've ever gotten to Julie Andrews was in the summer of 2002. I hung around with Anne Hathaway and Heather Matarazzo right after Princess Diaries came out. They were my little posse for a summer. So
it's not a bad posse to be hanging around in the summertime.
Yeah, 1 degree of separation away from. Oh, and Christine Petty's one of my closest friends. So if I ever want to talk to Julie Andrews, I can just say, Petty, be Julie Andrews now, and of course it's dead on. So.
On the heels again of the opening of this very special Broadway show, Harmony, a new musical. And we're talking to one of the co-producers here, not just of this, but of several other things that are happening. Look for this and look for this and so much more. And again, some of your favorites he's been involved in the past.
I still have a musical about Star Wars running off Broadway. Naked Boy Singing is still running off Broadway. We're reopening the silly mega hit comedy Sex Tips for a Straight Woman from a Game.
Are you really? Wow.
Yeah, I needed something I needed a companion piece for Naked Boy Singing for the holidays, and I thought, that was a thing.
There's the website to go to, folks, to learn about all the cool things that are coming up, and see clips and all the bio information and everything else, and of course with Harmony coming up. Of course, there you go, right there.
Well, you can, because I have a feeling
this is going to be. Do you think the enthusiasm is going to be similar right out of the gate to like a Hamilton?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, we should all be so lucky. Oh my goodness. Checks in your box forever.
Yeah.
But you can't predict that.
One can only hope, right?
No matter. I mean, there's nothing in the world that is going to change how proud I am to be at all associated with this masterpiece. And again, listen to the words. Listen to what Bruce Sussman did. Talk about he's been, of course, he's done amazing things. He co-wrote Copacabana. Like, of course, he has done so many crazy things. But this is the moment everyone is going to actually sit back and acknowledge, honestly, what a genius Bruce Sussman is. It's mind-blowing to me, and he's the nicest man. He just couldn't be more humble and more kind and more grateful. But oh my God, wait till you hear the ballad every single day, which Danny Kornfeld, who is the next Broadway leading man, he is one of the most talented human beings I believe that has ever lived. Like, talk about matinee idol swoon. But my goodness, it is one of the most beautiful romantic love songs I think ever to be on Broadway, and it's the perfect marriage of Bruce and Barry and what they do so well. And you can see that their 50-year collaboration is also a friendship, and it's truly incredible. And I'm very excited for Bruce to get his overdue acclaim. That's what I'm most excited about, I think.
That's going to be amazing. And of course, there'll be an after party.
And he won a drama desk. Bruce won the drama desk for best book of
That's right.
For Broadway run. So he did win the drama desk. Very deserved.
And there'll be an after party after.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be
very,
very special.
I can't wait.
The last one I went to was The Visit with Chita Rivera. So friends of mine were involved in producing that. And another, do you know Doug Denoff?
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah. He's a fantastic friend as well. And he's got so many cool things that are rolling out as well. His father was Sam Denoff, head writer for the Dick Van Dyke Show.
Amazing.
I tell you, it's a small world, isn't it, Tom?
Tiny.
And getting smaller. This was really fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
The pleasure is all mine. You're welcome back anytime, as I always tell all the guests.
We'll let you know when something's down the pike.
We will keep the porch light on for you, and I hope the show met whatever expectations it had, and you enjoyed the time with me as much as I have with you, Tom.
I loved it. Thank you.
Appreciate that very much. And spread the word about the Jim Masters Show. You know, folks.
I'll do all the postings on the socials.
The postings on the socials.
I will do all the postings on the socials. I will put it on my MySpace page.
Oh my God. I got 3 more people. It's MySpace. God, is it still? I mean, if you type anything in, does it still come up?
That would be a fun thing to try.
Before we wrap, sometimes I like to ask the guests, what are some of the blessings and joys in your life that give you the juice, the energy, and the inspiration to do and continue doing what you do and so well, Tom?
My dogs. That is the greatest blessing of my life. My dogs.
Yes.
Nothing in the world that makes me happier.
I've seen lots of fabulous photos of them. Yes.
They love you no matter what.
Yeah.
Great friends, and the dogs. That's the number one. I don't know.
It's an unconditional situation, right?
Yeah.
Unconditional love.
That's what makes me the happiest.
Yeah, absolutely right. This was extraordinary. Our viewers all have been commenting, saying hello, sending their what I said during the show a couple of years ago, and a number of the guests, even I think Melissa Manchester, started singing something with it. I said the show has a lot of light, love, and levity, and during the early days of the pandemic, we needed that in full force. And then I slipped up one day and I said light, levity. Somehow I combined love and levity.
That's yes.
And it just happened. So then after that happened, Tom, the audience jumped on it and said, we love that word that you just came up with. So now you're Mr. Levity. This is Levity Hall. We're your Levity squad.
All right.
Yes, it's a part of the Levity family.
I love that. I love it.
They have already said, Tom, you are a Jim Masters Show Levity. Now, with all the awards and accolades, how does that make you feel? Are your feet tingling? A lot of the guests say the feet start tingling.
I know, absolutely. I'm feeling it from the feet to head to toe tingles.
One of our guests said he started.
Finally won one. Nominee no more.
Levity. One of the guests said he started levitating as a result.
Oh, that's good.
So we don't know because, you could be levitating right now because we only see from here up. So
yeah, that would, it was just Halloween. So
Tom, a pleasure. Welcome back anytime. And congratulations on everything. And
thank you.
Thanks for stopping by and hope to see you soon. I know we've been, Way the Rain, we've been in the same rooms And this brought us all back full circle, which is awesome.
And I
We'll
will
see you
tell
again
Maya
soon.
you say hello. She's going to be decked out in a gorgeous gown for Harmony opening. So
Yes, absolutely. And I hope to, see you soon, break bread. That'll be a real pleasure. And
amazing. Yes. Thank you so much.
congratulations on all. We'll see you again soon, my
Thanks for
friend.
having me. I had a ball.
All right.
Take care.
Cheers. All right. Emmy and Tony nominated Broadway producer Tom D'Angora here on the Jim Masters Show Live Entertainment Lifestyle Celebrity Talk Show Series. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And again, we were celebrating all the wonderful things that he's involved in, co-producing and more. But of course, right on the heels of the opening of Harmony, which is really amazing. It's going to be something else on Broadway. Music by, of course, Barry Manilow. Book and lyrics by Bruce Sussman, and of course written, choreographed by Warren Carlisle. It's going to be something special. He's in the thick of it, and we have been working, Tom and I, together on picking a date that really worked with my crazy schedule on the air and his schedule with all that he's got going on. And this just worked out beautifully. We said, you know what, let's do an afternoon show. And we'll put it together, and especially right before it opens, how much more perfect the timing. The Ethel Barrymore Theater in New York City is the home, and it's going to be something really, really special. And everybody's excited about it. So if you get a chance, we're, of course, going to go see it and looking forward to it. And if you get a chance and you're in the city, the Tri-State area, or you're just going to be coming to the city for a visit, make sure you add that to your list. Get those tickets, as Tom said, quick, because it's going to be something that, is going to probably move out real quick. So if you want to, there's specific days, specific nights you want, make sure you check it all out. It's going to be really something special. And wasn't that cool, reaching out to Barry during the Vegas concert? Really something special. Great conversation as always. We thank you for all of the comments, the support, all of the JMS Lovity, and we thank you very much. And Kathleen says, hope you have a lovely day. And and that's what we're about. Positivity and lovity. Christine says Tom represents that. Yes, he does. And you guys know we're big with that here on the show. Kathleen loved this episode so much. She did a super sticker in the chat room. Thank you, Kathleen Walker in New York City. We love, love, love having you here. And everybody that's watching, all around the world. This will be archived on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV, where there's over 1,020 episodes. Wow, that's a lot of lovity that you can see archived with some of your favorites. I do want to let you know that there's another very special guest that's joining us in just a couple hours from now. So we're going to scoot off, get some dinner going. John Tesh, the iconic John Tesh, is going to be with us at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific live. He's on the heels of his new Christmas tour with his band. Of course, he anchored and co-hosted Entertainment Tonight for many years with Mary Hart. He's an award-winning, Emmy-winning journalist. He had a wonderful career on Channel 2 in New York City, an anchor on the weekends, and WCBS TV, working at other stations as well. He has his nationally syndicated on 400 stations Intelligence for Your Life radio show. Of course, he just recently went through a serious health scare and has come out of it with a cancer battle. He's been very open about that as well. And he's got so many incredible things. He has sold millions and millions of albums. I interviewed him actually a few years back on PBS for a special he did filmed at Red Rocks in Colorado, which was amazing. So John is with us tonight. For those that are watching live, now if you're watching this episode 6 months from now, it's old news. Just go back in the archives, you can see it. But John Tesh is with us tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. And if you weren't with us last night, the iconic Mariette Hartley and her husband, Jerry Soroka, was here. New, beautiful film, our almost true love story that's coming out in December. We had Stuart Penkin here, brilliant actor. Peter McNichol from Ally McBeal and so much more was with us. And Peter Honorati from SWAT and so much more was with us as well. And we had an epic conversation and lots of levity and levity. It was a hilarious episode and very, very, very special. So one more time, we want to say a very special big thank you to our special guest, Tom D'Angora, joining us here live and direct from New York City on the heels of something very, very special, the opening of Harmony. He's been doing this for a long time. As you can see, he's got the passion for it. He's dreamed of it as a kid, and it's all come together, and he stayed with it. Very difficult industry, all these industries, stage, film, television, radio, all of it. You know, we can all tell you our jobs and make it all look smooth and easy so you are entertained and you have a wonderful time. You can sort of melt your troubles away when it comes to the entertainment that's provided. So make sure you go out and check it out. We appreciate Tom for being here. And all of you, thanks for all the great comments that have been coming in as well. If you'd like to see it again, of course, right on our YouTube channel, you can do that. There is a little homework we have for you. If you could do this, we would love it. Give this episode a like. There's a thumbs up button on the YouTube channel where we house the episodes. Give it a like. Share this episode on your social media right from our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. Drop a comment on this episode underneath. We would love that as well. And don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. We would certainly love that. And for all of you watching around the world who have done that and continue to do that, thanks so much. We love you all. It means the world to us, helps the show grow, and helps many more people watch and enjoy what we're doing here on the Jim Masters Show live series. Thanks for all these terrific comments that have been coming in here. We're looking forward to John Tesh tonight as well. Christy Clifton, thanks, Jim, for all the extraordinary shows you bring to JMS. You visit JMS's archives on the YouTube channel often. We appreciate your doing that. Christine, if you ever miss anything, gang, you can see them all there as well. And let's see. Jason Bender wanted to add in, there will never be another Barbara Streisand. She's a #1. She's got a gorgeous voice. She supports the Jewish people. God bless her. She's already 80. God bless. I see her 80 years. You saw her in Wisconsin. Wow. That's fantastic. Good stuff. Thanks for sharing that, Jason. We appreciate that as well. We got to scoot off. Got to get ready for the next show. Yeah, it's a double levity day. 2 shows today just for you. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host, Jim Masters. Thanking you for your time this time. Till next time, we'll catch you on the next episode in just a couple hours. Don't forget, you can binge all the rest on the YouTube channel. Be well. Take care. Love one another. Take care of one another. And don't forget to love yourself. For all of us here, thanks. We love having you here. We'll see you on the next one. Be well. And cheers.